Hey, my name is Zaire. I'm 13 and my hair is tailbone length.
What's up, guys? My name is Lakai. I'm 11 and my hair is tailbone length.
Yeah, boy.
My name is Kylo and my hair touches my thigh.
Yeah, there you
Turn around, let's see how long your hair is.
Kylil, he is 9 years old, and his hair is officially thigh length. After 23 times cutting all of his hair off.
What's up, Bones? My name is King Tiami, and I'm 6 years old, and my hair is almost at tailbone length.
What's up? I'm Precious, and we're gonna see how long my hair is because my son's right now and are making me look bad, but now we're in the middle of a challenge. In the meantime, we are going to get into this video on how we grow our hair to extreme lengths, because some of my son, including my 13-year-old, has been much longer than he is now. If you can't tell, the bottom of his hair is perfectly even because he just recently got 5 inches cut off. Now, on top of that, they would argue that maybe covering the hair at night is what made the hair long. And my other son says I put peppermint oil in everything, which I do. And I don't think I mentioned that later on. But I do add peppermint oil in our conditioners, shampoos, water, spritzers. Everything has peppermint oil in it. So in case I missed that later on, that's what I do. So stay tuned and let me tell you how I get these kids to extreme lengths. Let's go. So today I'm going to be giving you my best tips on how myself and my family have been able to grow our hair to extreme length. So I'm not as long as I normally am, however, because I just did a previous chop, which was a long overdue trim, but you'll be able to see the difference in how long I was compared to how long I am now. I have not measured, so you'll know when I know. And I'm going to show you in just a moment how long my hair is, right? Because it looks like really short. But I am going to spray water on it and we're going to stretch it to see how long it really is. Now, let's get on to this list. Now, to stay on track, I did write everything down so that I will hopefully not forget any. The first thing that I would say is moisture, moisture, moisture. As you can see now, my hair is a little bit dry, but look at the shine on my hair. And this is, once again, this is the TPH Taraji. This is day 5. I am moisturizing daily. Once my hair is twisted, I do moisturize daily. But moisture, 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 moisture. I can only speak for us. We do use warm to extreme warm water, and I add things to my water. Some of those things that we add, I would say, are aloe. We love to add aloe into our water, and that's like a staple for us. And sometimes we actually add some herbs to it as well, which could be something as easy as rose petal or hibiscus. So those are like the basic things that we use for moisture. Even though the boys are not hair out totally, we just make sure that we do the best that we can to stay moisturized, because they are boys, a little bit hard on the hair, but moisture, moisture, moisture is key. Okay, so the next thing I would say is adding oil to your hair is not adding moisture. Okay, let me say that again to you. Adding oil to your dry hair is not adding moisture. Okay, we got it. So next, let's talk about trimming. Okay, I hear a lot of people saying you got to trim your hair to grow. You got to trim your hair to grow. I trim my hair every 3 weeks. If you are trimming your hair more frequently than you need to, you are losing more hair than you're gaining, and then you're wondering why your hair is not growing. You're just cutting off your growth. Myself personally, along with my family, we don't have a pattern for trimming. We basically check our ends for damage. We every time I brush through my hair, I'm constantly sliding my fingers down to see if it's smooth to the ends. I turn it around. I look at my ends to make sure they are nice and smooth. If I see they start to have like a very shaggy look to them, and I know that I need a trim. This past year, about 3 months ago in 2019, I did do a trim, which was like a mini big. I ended up chopping my hair off about 3 to 4 inches in some areas, which was not what I wanted to do, but I did have some breakage, and it was something that I did have to do for my hair to grow and be healthy. Okay, so I would not suggest cutting your hair every 2 months, every 3 months, every 6 weeks. I would suggest that you start off by learning your hair and looking at your strands to decide what's healthy and what's not healthy, and only trim off the necessity. Okay, so let me get to the good stuff of what really grows our hair. You ever heard your parents or somebody say dirty hair grows fast? When my hair is dirty and I don't wash it, it grows fast. Well, my boys have dirty hair, but that's not what causes it to grow fast. What's actually causing it to grow fast is the fact that I braid their hair and I leave it alone. Okay, they don't manipulate their hair. They don't care what their hair is doing today. They're not styling the braids in 45 different styles. They're not pulling it and putting tension on it. Even when they wear ponytails, you know, I make sure that it's tight but loose enough so that it's not gripping their scalp. So that is what's growing the hair. That is your protective style, yo. Like literally, we still moisturize. We still cover our hair at night. They do have silk caps that they wear at night. So do I. And I even have a satin pillow. These are the things that are protecting our hair to help it grow. I really only wash the hair maybe every 2.5 weeks. Sometimes we push it into that third 3.5 weeks, to be honest. Low manipulation is definitely the key. Low manipulation, protective styling. I consider my wash and go sometimes a protective style, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I'm at my curliest, my hair is off of my shoulders. My collar, my shirts, my sweater constantly brush against my hair when it's longer, and it's steadily breaking my ends, okay? So for me, when my hair is more shrunken is what I like to make it, it actually keeps it a little bit safer than normal, as well as the gel cast makes it a harder, stronger barrier to break. So that is why wash and goes are sometimes, if you're doing it correctly, protective style. The next thing that I would say is handle your hair like fine silk. Okay, so what does that mean? So if you had a veil on your wedding day and you see everybody handling this veil with care, that's exactly how you are expected to handle your hair. So that means you can't just rip through it when you're combing it. Like literally, you have to take your time, and I literally take my fingers and pull apart tangles and work them out. You see me with my son Lakai, and he did that huge matted video. He didn't lose much hair in that video. I think I show how much hair he lost in that video. I will tag it up above, or I will put it down below. He didn't lose much hair because I did something that was major. Something that made sure he didn't lose a lot of hair. What I did was very simple. I made sure his hair was wet and had plenty of slip. I added a ton of conditioner. So we only really detangle our hair when it's wet and has a lot of slip. That way those tangles are sliding right out, okay? So I had water, oil, and conditioner on his hair, and we were able to get out matted. I mean Bob Marley dreads. We were able to comb them out, okay? I did it straight up live on camera so you can see that it wasn't like, oh, we ripped it out, oh, we cut it out. No, we took his hair, his hip length hair, and we literally worked out the mats. Here's a tip. My sons and myself, we practice stretched hair. Now, while in a protective style, my sons, I normally cornrow their hair, and I prefer to cornrow their hair above just doing individual plaits, because plaits will draw up and get curly. That's why Lakai, he loves the plaits, but they draw up, they get curly, they twist around each other, they become kind of matty and all kind of extra. That's Lakai's style though. But what makes his hair grow is, as much as possible, I corn roll it so it's pulled taut and it's stretched to capacity, and it's able to hold that stretch. And that is one of the keys to growing the hair. It does not give the opportunity for those curls to twist around each other. It actually helps them stay straight and uniformed with less breakage. That's a key component. Okay? It doesn't sound like much, but it means so much to the health of your hair. When our hair is coiled around each other, we create knots, fairy knots, tangles, mats, and it begins to break. It's almost like strangling the hair. When you have knots, you comb through or finger detangle, and your fingers get stuck in those knots and it starts to break. Even if you are taking your time and attempting to detangle it, you've already created damage when you're trying to pull through it. So if you continuously chop at a piece of wood, it will eventually break. Simple. Another thing that I do, okay, I actually add a protective barrier on our hair during every styling session and even afterwards. What does that mean, y'all? That means my shea butter, my whipped shea butter. Now, a lot of people say, use shea butter, use shea butter, use shea butter. Raw shea butter is not for everyone's hair. It is not for everyone's hair. My hair cannot handle raw shea butter because my strands are super fine. So I make a whipped shea butter, and it's a lot fluffier and softer to my hair. And what it does is when I braid my hair or twist my hair or add it to my hair as a protective barrier, it is actually coating each strand and protecting it and allowing it to slip and slide between each other. I am a shea baby, and so are my kids. So we definitely use shea butter up in this house. Now we're getting to the fun part. So the last few things that we do to optimize growth, I mean to make our hair grow for real. We protect against shedding. We do growth oils, as well as spritzers and teas. So I'm going to give you a brief idea of what's in our said products. Okay. For our shedding and our growth, we add fenugreek, hibiscus, aloe, lemon sometimes, not all the time, oil, black tea or green tea, whichever I have available at the time, and garlic powder. Okay. That is some of the things we use for growth. I also add some marshmallow roots and some other herbs, but this is like the meat of what's in that product. So that is basically one of our teas that we make that we spray daily in here. Daily, point blank, before bed, spray your hair down, put on your cap, go to bed, okay? The next thing that we do is a strengthening tea. We spray that as needed, but most of the time for myself, it's mostly once a week. Again, I have the finest of the hair in the house. There's one other child with fine hair. I wonder if you can guess who he is, okay? The strengthening is our sage, black tea, lavender, comfrey, a little green tea as well, chamomile, and I sneak in marshmallow roots when I can because I don't like it, my hair to be too, I can feel the strength and I don't want it to be too, you know. Sometimes I add a little aloe juice and marshmallow root to it as well. Now let's get to this oil. Now we're almost there. I'm going to show you how long my hair is. Like, they can't wait to see how long my hair is because I really have not tried to see. But in a minute, I'm going to show you how long my hair is. Now, before we get to that, I'm going to tell you about my oil. Okay, this is my oil that we actually do hot oil treatments and all of our oil treatments. This is the oil, right? And let me tell you what's in this oil. We have onion powder, garlic powder, fenugreek, henna, hibiscus, peppermint oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil, goji berry, and a few other herbs. Again, these are not all the ingredients. I am giving you the meat of the ingredients. These are the things that we use for the growth, for strengthening, and to get our hair where it is today. The question has always come up, are my boys mixed? We are maybe a shade or two difference in complexion. However, there is nothing about him that is less my ethnicity than anybody else. We are other. Simply that. We are the best of what we are. I claim black. What color do you claim?
Black.
Okay. I've showed you his hair matted like Bob Marley. So clearly, just because you see his hair the way it is now, my hair will do the same. His hair stays predominantly stretched. So that's generally what his hair will look like, stretched at all times. Let's get to my length check. Let's go. I would say my hair is right at about, okay, so this is waist length for me, which is about an inch above my navel. I'm gonna hold my head straight up, looking directly at the camera, and I am right back. What? I am right back at about waist length. Yeah? Are we in agreement? No? Yeah? Yeah, no? So there you have it. Some of my best tips on how to grow your hair. A little bit of a surprise to me because I did not think that my hair was that long. I know the front of my hair is, let me wet it. I was trying to end the video, sorry. Shrinkage is real in this house, y'all. Like the front of my hair is a little bit, almost to past my boobs at this point, which is a lot. That says a lot. So. And you blend it back in, baby. Okay, so in the meantime, like I said, this is my basic tips. I thank you all for watching. I hope that you got something from this video. And in the meantime, I will see you in between time. Bye.